Hey guys, welcome to the Bracket Challenge channel. I'm starting off with the Mexican Open. I'm going through sort of a prototype testing phase because I've never made a bracket challenge before. So just testing out the platform that I've created it on, and I'm going to start off with the Mexican Open, and hopefully it goes well. Hopefully there's no big kinks that I would have to sort out, and I can get this going with the Miami Open and really start trying to get people to join in and submit predictions. So with the Mexican Open going on right now, or the Abierto Mexicano, they are going through the qualifying stages at the moment, and they're actually almost finished up. The final matches are happening later tonight in Acapulco, and they're actually starting the main entries as well, which makes it kind of difficult to do a bracket challenge in tennis, which is why I'm assuming it's not really a thing right now. Like, people have them, but there's nothing like really big for tennis bracket predictions, right? Because you have the qualifying stages for all these tournaments, but then it ends up the qualifying stages finish up right around the time when the first round stages are already underway, so you don't even know who's qualified yet when the first round matches start to happen. So it's kind of hard to get like a really accurate prediction because there's such a short window of time, and sometimes there's even no window. Like tonight, the qualifying matches won't even be done yet when the first round matches start up, so you don't even know who's taking those qualifying spots while the first round matches are already started. So that means you have to decide what you want to do when you're creating a bracket challenge prediction. Do you want to wait basically and give people time to figure out who's qualified and really know all the entries and then give their predictions, or just say just take it up to chance, like assume that a qualifier is going to upset somebody who's in the main draw already. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a testing period, see how it goes. It's kind of for fun anyway, just for a way to engage, I think, just amongst the tennis fans community. That's kind of what my hope is for this anyway. So I want to start off as simple as possible. I don't want to think about how we can make this as optimal and efficient as possible yet, just kind of get it going and go from there. But yeah, this is the qualifying stages right now for the men's singles, and this is what I'm really going to be focusing on for now, just singles, both ATP and WTA, and kind of try to branch off from there. This is an ATP 500 tournament. I'm probably going to be focusing more on the Grand Slams and maybe Masters 1000 series, and then kind of branch out again from there. Simple as possible, I think, is always better to start off with. So yeah, it's really interesting to see some of the names on the qualifying stages as well. Some of them are pretty big names, and it'd be interesting to see those matches. Unfortunately, I don't have a subscription to watch these, and YouTube doesn't have highlights for the qualifying stages. So yeah, like Mahou, we've got Joao Sosa, Misha Sverif, Sasha Zverev's brother. We got Damir Jumer, Musetti, Kudla, Kokkinakis. Like, there's some pretty big names here, just competing just for a spot within the qualifying stages. So some of them have already been upset. Like Mahou's already gotten taken out by Federico Gaio from Italy. Looks like it was a retired match. I'm not sure if he got injured and then was forced to retire, or if he just decided to call it a day because it was just not going well for him. Brandon Nakashima is fighting for a spot against Gaio, and Nakashima did actually pretty well in last year's US Open. He gave Sasha Zverev a pretty big fight, so I would definitely look forward to seeing Nakashima compete in this tournament. I think that'd be really cool, and also just somebody else representing the US. Same with Stefan Kozlov, and he's going to be playing against Botic van de Sandschulp. I can't even pretend I know how to pronounce that Dutch name, but he upset Damir Jumer in the last round. So I'm assuming that he's going to be coming in pretty hot as well. We got Musetti, who I would have assumed to make it. He's third seeded in this qualifying stage, and against Federico Ferreira Silva. Trying to see what he went through. He beat somebody that took out Paolo Lorenzi and Cedric Marcel Stiebe, I guess. And he was seeded 7th in this as well. Denis Kudla, and versus Talon Griekspoor, who took out Thanasi Kokkinakis in the last round. So all these guys are going to be playing one last match to figure out what that those final 4 qualifying spots are, and then we'll go into the main draw. And so we've got seeded number 1, Stefanos Tsitsipas. The defending champion from last year for Acapulco is Rafael Nadal, and he is withdrawing from this competition, I think, to rest his back injury. He decided not to compete this year, basically. So Tsitsipas is seeded number 1 for this, and he'll be playing against Benoit Paire. So I think Paire is on a bit of a losing streak right now. So probably Tsitsipas is going to take it and go on to the next round. That's what my assumption is. Then we've got John Isner versus Salvatore Caruso. I think this is one of Isner's favorite tournaments, or like his best playing conditions. He usually has a pretty good run here. So I think Isner is going to be a favorite for this one. I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to make it to the next round to play against Tsitsipas. And even from there, like, I think there's a chance he will upset the number 1 seed. Big fan of Tsitsipas and in his game, and I'm pretty sure. I think Tsitsipas will beat Isner, but it's very close. Like I'm pretty sure, like, it could go either way. I feel like, depending on how Isner's service games hold up, I think. And then Marin Cilic versus Korda, Tennis Sandgren versus Felix Auger-Aliassime. Diego Schwartzman is playing against one of the qualifiers. He's definitely going to go forward. That would be a huge upset. Francis Tiafoe is playing against another qualifier. Kekmanovic versus Feliciano Lopez. Adrian Manarino versus Grigor Dimitrov. Fabio Fognini versus Stefano Travaglia, so 2 countrymen. Cameron Norrie from the UK will be playing against a qualifier. And so a hometown player, Gerardo Lopez Villaseñor from Mexico, will be playing against Dominic Kupfer. Yeah. Tommy Paul, who is, I think, ranked 51 right now, so he's doing really well lately, and people are calling him the dark horse of the tournament. There's a chance that he could upset Milos Raonic and then keep on going from there. He's definitely got a tough mountain to climb here, but there's a chance that he can power through this. Casper Ruud, who's been doing great lately, versus Galan from Colombia. We got 2 qualifiers playing against each other for a spot in the first round towards the second round. Yeah, Steve Johnson from the US versus Jerry from Serbia. And then Alcaraz versus Sverif. So I've already did my initial bracket just for a test period. And so for this one, I've had the predictions closing before the first round is up, or the first few first round matches are over later tonight. So I think 9:30 is the closing spot. So I doubt anybody's going to be seeing this and submitting a prediction. That'd be pretty crazy if they were. But in the future, for other tournaments, bracket predictions that I post, if you just go to bracketchallenge.com, that's BRACQUET challenge.com, it'll take you to this website. And if you just scroll down, you'll find which bracket challenges are existing for the ATP Tour and the WTA Tour. So if you'll see the Mexican Open here, you can click into it. Got a nice picture of Acapulco here. I also have my background, some details on the tournament, when it's running, and then also an embedded code of the tournament, which you can take a look at from here, or you can go to the actual link to the bracket and then just submit your bracket challenge here, basically. So let's see if there's an easy way for me to just pull up my predictions. I don't think so. Okay, I got here the prediction that I submitted. I'll just run through it pretty quickly here. So I got Tsitsipas taking Paire out, Isner taking Caruso out, Cilic, Felix, Diego Schwartzman, Francis Tiafoe. Okay, yeah, it looks like Kevin Anderson was supposed to be in there, and I guess he got taken out from the draw. So Francis Tiafoe, I have him beating the qualifier. Kekmanovic beating Feliciano Lopez. And then Grigor Dimitrov going forward. Fognini, Cameron Norrie beating a qualifier. I think depending on who makes it through, like I think if Nakashima takes that qualifier spot, not really sure how that works, but I would predict that Nakashima will beat Norrie and upset Norrie and go on to the next round, possibly. I have Lopez, I think his name is that right? Lopez Villaseñor beating Kupfer, and Yeah, you know, I put Milos Raonic, but I think Tommy Paul definitely has a good chance. But Raonic is pretty hot too. That's just a tough first round draw, I think, for him. Casper Ruud. Yeah, so I have Casper Ruud going on from his round. Qualifier 3. Yeah, that's just the tough call. I mean, the first round's not really worth it. It's just worth 1 point. It compounds from there anyway with the round-based points. So basically, first round is worth 1 point, second round is worth 2 points, third round would be worth 4 points, fourth round would be worth 8 points, and it just keeps on compounding from there, basically. I got Laszlo Jerry beating Steve Johnson in this one. That's just, you know, as much as I want to root for a U.S. player, in that case, I think Jerry will go forward, and then Sverif going into the next round. Then I got Tsitsipas beating Isner. I think it will be a tough match for Tsitsipas, but I do think he will go forward. I think Felix will overcome the super tall Croatian Cilic. And I think that Francis Tiafoe can potentially upset Schwartzman. I think Tiafoe's got, he's got a good chance. He's got game. So, yeah, it's kind of a long shot for Tiafoe to beat Schwartzman, but I have him going forward. You had to have some upsets in here, basically. I got Dimitrov, love him as a player, so I have him going to the next round. Fognini, I have him beating Nori, or maybe the qualifier. I think Fognini will beat whoever makes it into that next round. And then I got the hometown favorite. I don't know if he is it or not, but he's the only Mexican player in this draw, so I have him beating Raonic. My assumption is that Tommy Paul is going to give Raonic a tough match, and he's going to tire him out, and I think that Lopez Villaseñor is going to have some crowd momentum on his side. So I have him going forward, basically. Casper Ruud beating the qualifier, and Zverev beating Jerry. Okay, so in the quarterfinals, or round 3, got Tsitsipas, seeded number 1, going forward. Sorry, Felix. And then I got Dimitrov beating Tiafoe. Again, I think it is going to be a tough match, but I think Dimitrov is, he's gotten for bigger wins this year. I think he wants to make a run, so I think he's going to be going pretty hard in this tournament. Fognini versus Gerardo. Yeah, a long shot, but I have Lopez Villaseñor beating Fognini. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but again, upsets and hometown, the home crowd on his side. And then Casper Ruud beating Zverev. I think that Ruud has a good chance of beating Zverev. I think Zverev's mentality has been a little bit shaky lately. He didn't do so well in the last tournament, so I think Ruud could potentially beat Zverev and go on. Then in the semifinals, Tsitsipas versus Dimitrov. I think Tsitsipas will beat Dimitrov. As much as I want to root for Dimitrov to make a big comeback in life, I guess I have Tsitsipas beating him. He's got so much momentum on his side, and he's got a rock solid game at the moment. And then I have Ruud taking Lopez Villaseñor, taking him out, kind of stopping that momentum. If he does get one, I think Ruud would kind of stop that short. And then in the finals, I think that it will be Tsitsipas versus Ruud, and I think Tsitsipas will be the champion. So that's my prediction. We'll see how it goes out. Again, I don't think anyone's going to be participating in this with me. That's fine. I want to get this out there and kind of just build up. I understand it's going to be a bit of a slow process. That's fine. But I just want to offer this as an option for the tennis fan community, I guess, to take part in this kind of stuff. I think, these kinds of bracket challenges are fun in general, and yeah, I'd love to get some participation in this eventually and kind of just build up the momentum. But yeah, so hopefully this goes well. We'll see how the system works. I'm trying to push a couple friends to just submit brackets just so I can kind of test it out a little bit in time. And hopefully if everything looks good, then the Miami Open will be good to go. I'll have the men's singles draws set up and the women's singles draws set up for the Miami Open. And yeah, try to get some videos out there, try to promote this a little bit, market it on YouTube for free. And if anybody's interested in signing up, you just go to bracketchallenge.com and you find the bracket challenge in there basically for that specific tournament, and you just click on the button that says submit bracket challenge prediction. I will note that, and if you watch the how-to video on the homepage of the website, it will tell you as well. The system is, very simplistic in the sense that, you can't just have like saved drafts. You can't keep on working on it and go back and forth. Maybe it'll be refined over time, but you should have your picks already, available, or you're just willing to kind of go through it on the spot before you submit it, basically. So if you're tracking on a Google Sheet or a Google Doc or a Word doc or whatever, for instance, you can do that to save your draft and then just submit it when you're ready. Or if you just kind of want to throw it in, just wing it and put it in whoever, which I'm assuming a lot of people will do, just go ahead and it'll just keep prompting you for each match who you think the winner is going to be between these two, and you'll just keep on going forward, like between all the games in round one, and then whoever you thought was going to win round one, whoever's going to be matched up in round two, and it'll just keep on taking you all the way through to the final round. So that's kind of how it works. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll keep on giving updates, I guess, as this tournament goes on, and making sure that this system works pretty well, or well enough. And yeah, if you are interested in these kinds of bracket challenges, and also just watching, recreational tennis stuff in general, consider subscribing to the channel, or just giving this video a like and commenting. That would help a lot. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Take care.